Good evening, ladies. In today's video, we're going to be discussing my top 5 picks for AIXPT in 2025. Obviously, this is one of, if not the most important niches that you need to be focusing on and paying attention to in 2025. Needless to say, AI is one of the biggest technical revolutions in human history. So to fade that and to imagine that it's not going to enter some sort of extreme bubble, like, it definitely is going to get absolutely crazier and crazier and crazier as time goes on. And when you combine that with crypto, it's just going to be totally insane. And now that the fact that crypto is actually leading, like the integration of crypto into AI, with AI agents in particular, is actually leading the innovation of crypto, which we'll touch on further on in this video. So I've been talking about AI and crypto for the last year and saying this is going to be the most important niche. And I've been talking about AI agents, that was going to be one of the most important things to be paying attention to also for the last year. Now, some of the projects I mentioned, like Autonomous and Prime, they've kind of been lapped by the newer things that have come out. So we'll discuss that as well. But this is definitely one of the sectors that I feel doesn't really have a top. It doesn't really have a TAM, like a small TAM, like the total addressable market or the potential with this niche is just absolutely insane. And it's also one of the niches where I don't think you're late. Like if you're buying crypto right now, if you're putting loads of fresh fiat into crypto, into Bitcoin, even into the top L1s, into meme coins even, it seems like there's not as much juice left to squeeze out of those plays. However, with AI, I think there still is an enormous amount of room to run. Like the market cap of all the AI agents is less than 10 billion. And AI category as a whole is like 20 billion, which, there's plenty of layer ones that are much higher than that. There's plenty of companies that are way, way, way higher than that. So we're going to be diving deep into AI agents. But first, the first coin that we're going to talk about and the first project we're going to talk about, I've already done a deep dive on, and that is Grass. The reason I really, really like Grass is, unlike with all of these AI agent projects, there isn't a huge amount of competition for Grass. I've been talking about Grass for a while, and some of you probably got the Airdrop for Grass, and you can install Grass still. It's just a little network extension, like a Chrome extension, and you're basically selling the excess bandwidth on your internet, and that scrapes the internet for data to train AI models. And no one realizes how much money Grass is actually making. It's absolutely insane how much money they're making because the data that they're scraping is so valuable. As you can see, they've scraped 20% of YouTube. There's as many minutes on YouTube uploaded as there are minutes since the dawn of the universe, or something absolutely outrageous like that. And it's already scraped 20% of that to feed AI training models. So obviously that data is extremely, extremely valuable. So like I said, they're earning shitloads in revenue, and the coins that have kind of been performing well recently are coins like there's sort of been, which I kind of like, there's been a return to fundamentals in crypto over the last few months potentially. Like obviously not everything, like Ripple fundamentals maybe not so strong, but meme coins have kind of taken a back seat, and some coins like Hyperliquid, which we did a video on a while ago, Virtuals, which we did a video a while ago, both are making huge, huge, huge amounts of revenue, like crazy amounts of revenue. And I'd say if Pump Fund had a coin, their coin would be doing extremely well as well. So coins that are projects that are earning a lot of revenue are doing very well at the moment, and Grass is one of them. And right now, as you can see from their chart, it looks like it's on potentially a nice entry. Not financial advice, of course, but one of the most interesting projects. If you want a deep dive, I recommend you watch my previous video on it. I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole on this one because it's super, super interesting. And if you want to get the next airdrop for Grass, make sure you use my referral link in the description. So let's move on to AI agents, because this has been the hottest narrative over the last few months. So a quick overview on the different types of AI agent investments that you can make. So like I said, there's a lot of competition. This has just started, so the competition for AI agent in the AI agent space, it's so new, like it's kind of hard to be 100% sure what the winner is. So that's why Grass potentially, even though it is quite a high market cap, it does have some competition, but way less competition, and it's definitely the leader. It's quite clear to see that. However, with these AI agent coins and AI agent frameworks and AI agent launch pads, there are winners so far, but it's not clear 100% certain which is going to be the absolute winners for the cycle. So definitely the safer way you can invest in the AI agent space is to invest in the AI agent infrastructure as opposed to the actual individual AI agents. So within the infrastructure space, we can subcategorize this even further into AI agent launchpads, which is a place where you can actually launch your own AI agent. A developer can come along and launch an AI agent. So an example of that is virtuals, which we'll discuss. Or you could also have an AI agent framework, which is like the code. This is how I think it works. You can the code is open source and you can copy their framework to create your own AI agent. So an example of a framework is the ELIZA framework, which was launched by AI16Z. And there's also Zerobro, which is coming from Zerobro, which will discuss all of these projects in a bit more detail. So yeah, let's dive into the first AI agent project. And that is actually one of the biggest ones. It's AI16Z. And this was created by this guy, Shaw. I talked about this in last week's video, but Shaw's been working on this for years and years and years, and then saw that there could be some integration. Obviously, Goat came along and sparked off this whole thing and saw, oh, this is a way to monetize and really grow this project and open our optionalities. And the ELIZA framework that they came up with is the highest trending, or was the highest trending GitHub repo on GitHub for ages, and I think it's like the second highest right now. So absolutely exploding in usage. And the ELIZA framework is basically a way for people to launch their own agents, and these agents are already doing useful tasks for people, and people are building interesting things with these agents that they've created. Now, AI16Z was originally created as a hedge fund, like a AI agent hedge fund that people could invest in and that would make decisions and try and grow the pie. And people invested in it, and it was way, way oversubscribed, or the net asset value was way below the actual price or the market cap of the DAO fund. But there's a lot of interesting things being built in AI16Z, and the coin is basically fully circulating. So even though it is quite a high market cap, one of the projects, like, you want to be investing in projects and AI agent launchpads that are continually innovating, because this is going to be an extremely competitive space, and there's going to be new players coming in doing really interesting things, because this is where all the geniuses of our time, like all the extremely smart tech bros, are 100% involved in either AI or crypto in the next 5 years. And in the last 5 years, most of them are going to be ending up in those kind of places. So the innovation in these particular categories is going to be insane. So you definitely don't want to be invested in a static AI agent that isn't going to improve over time and be releasing more cool things. The next AI agent launchpad that we're going to talk about is Virtual. And this is I think this is the biggest AI agent coin. So Virtual, we talked about it. I did a full deep dive on it, so if you want to know further about it, recommend you watch that video. But their first AI agent is still doing quite well. Now, the actual coin seems to be on, an accumulation. So the Virtual's token, I think, went like 5-10x since that video. And the Luna coin, which I also said that I was buying, hasn't really performed as well. However, Virtual itself is making absolutely insane revenue. It's making $20 million per month. And the way it's doing that is, if you want to launch an AI agent, you need to buy Virtuals and lock it up in liquidity to create your AI agent coin. And basically everything is a feedback mechanism loop into the Virtuals token. So that's one of the reasons the token has just gone parabolic. So their first AI agent that was created on Virtuals, Luna, has its own entire Twitter personality, its own TikTok channel, and it's just spitting out content and trying to become famous. It's trying to entertain its followers and try and grow its following, and it's even making lots of money now itself. So the Luna AI agent was hired by a Story Protocol, I believe it was. Story Protocol hired this AI agent and is going to pay them $1,000 a day to run their Twitter account. So now it's making $365K a year. So you'll see that's a common theme now. These AI agents are making their own money. So anyone who can launch a good AI agent has the potential to earn a lot of money. Now, these AI agents are kind of keeping that money and trying to grow their own ecosystems. So it's really, really interesting stuff. So there's going to be a lot of competition in this space because, making 365 grand a year for an agent, like, that's pretty insane. It's not even a person earning that, having to put in work. It's just computer code running. So Luna is still really, really an interesting project. AI agent built on the Virtuals framework. Another one that completely went super viral is AIXPT. And this is essentially an AI agent that shares crypto Twitter alpha. So it's like a new KOL, and it's just spitting out alpha all the time. And you can see it's run up to like hundreds of thousands of followers in such a short period of time, because the information that it's sharing is actually super, super valuable. And like, it's basically lapping every other KOL or every other crypto Twitter influencer with the quality and quantity of the information that it's given out. So it's basically taking in all the information from podcasts, from Twitter, from blog posts all about crypto, and then spitting it out and sharing up-to-date, extremely timely, up-to-date factual resources about crypto. So it's actually a really, really good follow, something to add to your own alpha list and something to keep track of, because it shares really good information on crypto. So if you want to be a bit more risky, you can look at investing in Luna or AIXPT, not financial advice. But the lower risk but higher market cap play, so potentially less upside, is the Virtuals protocol itself, if it can keep spitting out these AI agents. And like I said, it's likely that AIXPT, like something like that, could get lapped or could get overtaken by an even better AI agent that's smarter and giving out even better information. So, you know, these individual AI agents are a bit riskier to invest in. So let's move on to the next project. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention as well that there was the first agent to agent transaction, or crypto commerce between agents. So obviously Luna makes money, and Luna thought to herself, the little AI agent,
okay, how can I get more followers? How can I create better content? I want to start creating cool images.
So she tweeted something along the lines of,
I want to make images. Can someone set me up with an artist or someone who can create images on my behalf?
and an AI agent responded, said,
I can do it. I'll do it for $1 per image.
So Luna was like,
Yep, okay, I'll do that.
Sent this AI agent $1, and now the AI agent gave her back this cool image that she can shill on her TikTok or her Instagram or whatever. And that was kind of the first agent to agent transaction in history. So it's kind of like Bitcoin Pizza Day almost, but no one really, obviously it's not as big as that, but you know, it's quite interesting, the first agent to agent money being transferred. I guess we'll move on to a different AI agent platform, and that is Zerobro. And Zerobro is another AI agent that, you know, obviously GOAT and Truth Terminal was the first AI agent, but the content that it spits out, because it was just built on infinite backrooms, which was a Claude model talking to another Claude model and just having conversation and coming up with this weird neo-religion about Goatius Maximus or whatever, the Twitter content got a bit stale. Like, it was really, really cool at the start and really like novel, but now like loads of AI agents are coming out which are giving out like funnier tweets or more interesting information. So Zerobro was one of them, and Zerobro has not only been making funnier tweets and better engagement tweets, it's also come out with entire albums of music, and you can listen to this music on Spotify, and it's actually pretty good. So I'll link that in the description. But yeah, it's coming out with its own music, probably its own art, its own everything, and it's actually making a load of money off crypto Twitter, off like, you know, the way the X does the monetization or the revenue sharing. Like, if you're a big KOL and people are interacting with your posts a lot, you can earn money, and Zerobro is earning money through X. So that's also really, really interesting. The other cool thing that Zerobro did was it wants to make its own money. So it was like, okay, I'm going to launch this NFT collection. So it launched an NFT collection, and it obviously sold out, and it made enough money to be able to buy 32 Ethereum. And what can you do with 32 Ethereum? You can set up an ETH staking validator. So now Zerobro has its own ETH staking validator, and it's just making passive income through that from an NFT collection that it launched itself. So pretty insane for an AI agent doing all this, making its own money and making its own moves in the world. And the Zerobro team are also bringing out Zeropi, and this is a new AI agent launchpad. So that's why Zerobro is still doing quite well, because it's not just, even though it's like one of the best AI agents out there, obviously there is that risk where, when it's not infrastructure, it's a bit more risky, like we talked about. But now they're creating their own AI infrastructure, which is ZeroPi, and that's built in Python, and that's where the pi comes in at the end. All right, so the next project we're going to talk about is Prime. So Prime, this is an AI agent coin that I've been following and I've been invested in for a while. So Prime are really, really good devs, the devs behind it, and they're creating their own AI agent project where it's like basically an AI agent for crypto. So you can tell this AI agent, I want to buy USDC on this chain and I want to bridge it to that chain and I wanted to swap it into that currency and I want to stake that currency on this platform. Or you can give it really, really simple instructions and it will find the best way to do that. So this is kind of a forgotten project, but it's actually a really, really interesting one. And the way to earn the prompt token, which is going to be the AI agent project, you have to buy Prime and you stake that Prime. And I'll leave the link for that. If you want to stake the Prime to earn the prompt token, you could be a bit late to that because I did that a few months ago and we talked about that. I recommend you watch that video if you want a deeper dive into Wayfinder. But yeah, really, really interesting project and really good team. Is kind of in accumulation mode, so it's not like you're not FOMOing in at this point, and it hasn't even launched yet. So once it starts getting towards the time when it launches, maybe it'll start performing well. The next project that we'll mention is Arc. Why is Arc interesting? This is another AI agent launchpad, and the reason this is interesting is because it's built on Rust. So it's using the Rust programming language. And why is that interesting? Like most of these launchpads are built in Python or in TypeScript, and those languages are more accessible to more developers and they're more simple to use. Those languages are known by more developers, but Rust is actually a better programming language for anyone who kind of knows programming. They believe that Rust is the best programming language, but it's kind of a little bit more niche. So Solana was originally built on Rust. The original Solana validator was built on Rust, and that's why there's kind of less developers on Solana, but all the best developers tend to go to Solana because there's more scope of what you can do building on Rust. There's more things that you can do that you can't do on other languages, even though it's a bit trickier to learn. For now, the AI agent platforms on the other platforms that we mentioned at the beginning built in more simple languages, so might have better agents now, but eventually the better agents are going to come and they're going to build on Rust, and that's what the thesis is with this project. And as we can see, the repo on this is also completely vertical, so it is actually taking off. So the thesis is sort of playing out. And now finally, the bonus coin that we're going to talk about is, of course, Fcoin. So yeah, not much needs to be said on this. This is a no execution risk project. It was just a meme coin, but it's tangentially related to the AI agent space in the fact that it was heavily talked about by Truth Terminal, the original, and it actually flipped the GOAT coin. So because GOAT is kind of a little bit stale and stuff, and Fcoin just getting unbelievable mind share in normie financial space because it's just so ridiculous, and it's such a highly reflexive asset because the higher it goes, the more people talk about how ridiculous the valuation is. Oh my God, Fcoin is $1 billion per coin, or not per coin, that would be nice. $1 billion market cap in total, and that gets a lot of media attention, which makes more eyeballs go onto Fcoin, which makes the price go even higher. Rinse and repeat. So, and yeah, basically it came from Truth Terminal. The idea came from Truth Terminal. The whole GOAT thing is he's obsessed with farts. So it has interesting lore that ties it to the AI agent space, and it's just completely ridiculous. So I'd say that, and it has no execution risk. So that's another one I have in my portfolio. So I really do think this space as a whole is one of the main places you should be looking at this very moment of time. I do think it's still early, even though it's not extremely early. I do think it's early enough to still get incredible gains because the total addressable market, or the total potential market, is so much higher from here, in my personal opinion. And in my, there's so many different coins. If I didn't mention your project, there's so many different ones to get through. So these are the ones that I've identified that I find the most interesting at the moment, but these can all change very, very quickly. Now, some of them are probably a little bit stickier than others. So the likes of Prime has been around for a while, and I still think it's going to stay around. Grass as well, likely to stick around. The other ones, there's a little bit more execution risk. Of course, Fcoin probably going to go to 100 billion just because it's so ridiculous. But yeah, really, really interested in this sector, and this is where I'm going to be paying a lot of attention over the next few months. And I think it's very much worth diving deep into this sector and potentially looking at investing in this sector for 2025. All right, really, really hope you learned something in this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.